Hello and welcome to Viewer Submissions. I'm Dark Moose and today we'll be going over 4 paranormal stories from real people and real events. The paranormal is sometimes doubted when faced with inexperience. Those who've experienced otherworldly events share their stories to the public for their first time. If you have also experienced paranormal events or can relate with some of these stories, please let me know in the comments below. I'm interested in reading your stories. Let's begin. Faustian Bargain. Our first story begins with a horrifying yet interesting topic: the act of selling one's soul and abandoning eternal life for a momentary benefit. There's been many documented events of famous people claiming they sold their souls for momentary value, such as Robert Johnson, who allegedly sold his soul to gain his legendary guitar skills, or Giuseppe Tartini, whose famous Devil's Thrill Sonata was allegedly strung by the devil himself. Unlike these famous folks, our first story starts with a man who seemingly has nothing, yet wants virtually nothing. One eventful night, a police officer in the native reservation was doing his job as usual, until he got a call on an old drunk man. He went and arrested him, but when the old man was arrested, he was drinking a bottle. So he took the bottle, threw it away, and got the old man in the car. He had him cuffed and secured in the back seat. Yet somehow, when the officer got in the car, moments later, before they were even on the road for that long, the old man started drinking a bottle and smoking a cigarette. Undeniably, the cop was confused on how he had anything to begin with. So he said, "Hey, didn't I take that away from you? Where are you getting that?" The old man didn't really say anything and let the cop take his bottle and cigarette again, but only for the old man to have a cigarette and a bottle again. The cop was freaked out and asked him again, "How are you getting these?" The old man only saying, "I sold my soul to the devil, so I will never go without my drinks or cigarettes." A mysterious tenant. A homeowner by the name Eddie had rented a house to a seemingly normal couple. That was until one day he received a call from his parents letting him know they found a key in their mailbox. After looking into the Ring cameras to find out who left that key, they discovered that Eddie's tenants had mysteriously left the house in a rush at 5 a.m. Eddie, curious to see why the couple had left so sudden and in such a hurry, he pays a visit. As soon as he enters the house, he noticed everything is in a complete mess, as if something chaotic recently took place. But it wasn't until he went to the basement that he reports he and his family felt a heavy evil presence. He would find items that would indicate some sort of rituals were taking place in the basement, such as statues, sculptures, human skulls, coins, and fruits. Disturbingly, Eddie describes the fruits somehow being eaten from the inside. While cleaning the mess, he and his workers would experience strange noises they can't explain. As Eddie and his workers are fixing the house, Eddie decides to see if he can communicate with whatever's residing in the basement.
If you're real, you exist. Move the cap at the end of the hallway. Or put it on the staircase.
Now in the video, due to the darkness, it's not visible whether the bottle cap was moved or not. Either way, this dark basement and its history gives off an unnerving feeling. The dangers of Ouija board. I was in a garage sale with my friend and saw a very old wooden Ouija board. Somehow I felt attracted to it. I had to buy it. It was fine for a few days. I wouldn't play with it, but for some reason I had to buy it, but I don't know why. Shortly after, strange things started happening. I would hear music from a radio that wasn't even plugged in. I would hear footsteps and felt like something was watching me. I started seeing glowing green eyes in the ceiling. I started having nightmares and I would wake up screaming. In my nightmares, it was always a creature crawling up in the end of the bed and running at me. It was too much of a coincidence. I knew it had to be the Ouija board. I had a friend who trained with a shaman and called me about a week later telling me to get rid of the Ouija board. And as soon as I did, we had to cleanse the house with holy water and sweet grass. My brother was over and he wanted the Ouija board, so he took it home. A few days later, similar things happened to him and he finally got rid of it. For our next story, I'm bringing a viewer who recently had a horrifying experience, and I believe many of us can relate to this. This is him explaining the story. Have a look. Alrighty, Nicholas Paul, Thank you for stopping by, well, swinging by here to the call and making this little interview sort of video.
Thanks for having me.
So I just want to start off the interview with tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Los Angeles. I'm a professional musician and been in the entertainment industry for a few years now. I am currently on break, but I'm primarily known for playing guitar for the band Gemini Syndrome, at least for the last 5 years.
Awesome.
And like you, I have a big interest in diving in and investigating the paranormal, if you want to call it that, I guess. Just out of sheer curiosity, just to figure out what it's all about. So
Exactly. So based on your experience, like you mentioned, how old were you when you had that?
it actually happened last year. So the comment that I had mentioned on your channel happened last year. I think it was it had to have been like May or something like that, last summer. I was alone, and I started at like 3 a.m, which is a pretty, usually every kind of ghost story or any paranormal situation, they always tend to start around 3 a.m. in the morning. I don't know. There's something about that time, the number 3.
I agree. It feels. I think it's more of and that's just my opinion. The environment and the feeling that you get at those hours, like it's darker, it's quieter. The energy's certainly there, So.
Yeah, it seems as if like the veil allows, certain energies, if you want to call them that, shadow people or demons, angels. It's always 3 a.m. and and it just so happened I was alone in my apartment, and I had my 2 dogs with me, and of course it was in the pitch black, and that's when my door, which was cracked open, so the dogs can go in and out if they have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. They don't piss on my carpet, just started swinging back and forth on its own, like as if someone was just moving it back and forth. And it was like, I remember it kind of caught me off guard, but I immediately got scared. And my dogs knew something was there, and they knew I was scared. So my dogs actually growled. They started growling at the door. Like, that's when I was like, fuck, like there's actually when the dogs start seeing some shit and they go growl at the area that something's happened, I was like damn it, I gotta I have a ghost now. And the weird thing is though, it went throughout the entire night till like 7.
The door moving?
Houses will creak and make noises on their own, but this was as if something was actually swinging it back and forth.
Was it like full range of motion? Or
pretty much, not all the way open and closed, but enough to be significant. And the fact that the dogs noticed something and was growling at the door, like, it's pretty obvious something was going on. Yeah, I didn't want it to know that I knew it was there. It's like they want you to give them attention, and so they can it's kind of like playing with a Ouija board, where like you give them you open up to them,
Exactly.
So I just nope, I don't see you. That's what I kept thinking. Like, nope, not tonight.
So it just kept going even though you ignored it, just trying to grab your attention.
And not consistently, we're just like back and forth, but like every few seconds it would just shake back and forth. And it was the first time I really experienced that, and it was uncomfortable because I feel like if it was something good or something from, I'm a Christian, I feel like it was something that came from the Father, it wouldn't come to scare me. It wouldn't just like the Father wouldn't send an angel just to fuck with my door
for no reason. And especially startle your dogs too.
To
the point where they're aggressive. And you, of course, you stayed under your bed, you acted like it was not even happening.
I hid under the blankets. I'm man enough to say that it was my first time really experiencing.
Is there anything else you would like to add before we end the call?
If you're someone and you randomly are dealing with a paranormal situation out of the blue, just I don't want to push the Bible on people, but just pray. Like, if you're afraid, the Lord he'll protect you, even though it might not seem like it, because it's a scary thing. You could pray 1,000 times. It's still eerie. But just pray, and he will send his angels to protect you. So that's all I've got to say.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nicholas Paul. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Good chatting, buddy.